I don't know if this is of interest, but I'm kind of curious what everyone else's kind of method is for poking through old manuscripts, especially now as there's more and more things available as PDFs or, um, yeah, hosted on archive sites. So this is what I do. So I've got up here Murphy's collection of Irish tunes, which is, collection of Irish airs and jigs, rather, is what it's called. But, it's another tune book written by an Irish piper living in Scotland in the first decade or so of the 19th century. And there's a ton of good tunes in it. And sometimes they're not. Sometimes they're not tunes that are worth listening to. And so I just kind of scan through here and kind of look for something decent. So we've got Pat, What Are You Doing? So I'm always looking for tunes that have interesting titles or just good tunes. Because this one's written by an Irish piper, there's a lot of good tunes. I just grab whatever whistle I enjoy listening to the most, which is generally my B flat whistle. Some tunes I've got to switch over to a D just to make sure it'll sound decent on pipes. But so like, Pat, what are you doing? So like already, like, oh, this is sounding fine. It's gonna work. It kind of sounds familiar to me, but I'm not quite sure what it is. So what I wind up doing is just kind of marking it. So if I don't recognize it straight away, I'll just create a comment on the PDF with the title. So when I'm going back later, I know like where a tune was that I like past me thought was worth looking at. I've kind of grown fond of using PDFs because I can mark them up a little bit easier. Whereas the National Library stuff, those I have like a Word document going and with links pasted in and stuff, which winds up being the show notes if I do wind up using the tune. Anyway, so here is Take Care of My Cap. Let's see, this one's any good. Was not expecting this to be so many parts. So yeah, that seems like an awesome tune. Take Care of My Cap. So there is a little bit, sometimes I'll take notes when I'm thinking and smarter. I'll add little details, thinking that I'll make a set with it at some point. So I'll be like, hey, take care of my cap. Cool sounding 6/8 with 4 parts. And then there were some notes beneath range. Anyway. And then, sometimes it's a tune that I recognize the title of. I don't know if you can see this, but this is The Sup of Good Drink, which is a tune I have been meaning to play. I think O'Farrell has it, or somebody else has it anyway. It's a good tune. So I'll mark those down right away too. And then sometimes I'll look through the tune and see if that setting is particularly different. Murphy's stuff is wild. It's all different. Like every one of these things is, oh, there's another setting for Hair in the Corn. Every one of these settings is just wild, and I don't really know what the type of music is to describe it as. It's not quite like just Baroque, but it might be. And then when I see a setting for Hair in the Corn, I can't help myself. Yeah, that one's different, so that's cool. Anyway, curious what everybody else's process is. I'm sure it is more organized than mine, but this is how I do it. Cheers.